When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome everybody to the Tech4Troops Windy City 240. I'm Rick Souza, joined with my co-host Jeff Nini with the IWM Broadcast Network. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast and looking forward to getting this one underway. Jeff, if you're listening, your mic it may be on mute.
Thank you. I was coughing, forgot to turn it back on.
Well, I think
Let's
we're all
hope
fighting.
that's the only time.
Yeah, I think we're all fighting something. But look, majority of qualifying has been completed, so let's kind of run the folks watching through what's happening here. Let's get some race info right now.
160 laps tonight. The guys are going to be running 60% fuel, so that means they'll be making several fuel stops, pit stops, tire changes. There's one fast repair. They've got 5 sets of new tires plus the set that's on the car. We have the availability of 3 green-white checkers. We've got a Tech4Troops scheme skirmish tonight and the Owl's Nest Racing Pole Award coming up. Right now, looks like Chris Worrell is sitting at the top of the pole. We'll see if he can stay there for the 40 seconds or so that's left in qualifying.
Yeah, I think there's only one qualifier left right now on the track. That is the number 9 of Dave Sharon. We'll see what's left. He can get his lap at least in. But full field tonight, we've got 34 drivers who have entered tonight. Again, this is our 8th race of this season so far, Jeff, is it not?
It is. This is race number 8. It's been a good season so far.
All right, we are nearly halfway through our regular season. We've got an all-star break, and then we've got 9 races in before we move into the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to the All-Star race. I haven't. I haven't even finished a race yet this year. I've been having so many computer problems. It's crazy.
Well, I get it. I get it.
I'll tell you what though, I like broadcasting almost as much as driving, so it'll be fun just to get the chance to watch that All-Star race. I hope everybody tunes in for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It should be. All right, looks like the grid is set. Let's go ahead and call it out.
First place, leading the field to green in that number 1 slot, Chris Worrell. He was our winner last week. Second spot, Jeff Nairn. Second row, Ty Bostic is in third, Harley Barletta in fourth. Behind them, Dave Sharon in fifth, Ryan Pittman in sixth. We've got John Ledger in spot 7, and Samuel Harrell right next to him in 8th. Tyler Peebles in 9. Sean Shootman is in the 10th position.
All right, Luke Bullard is in 11th. Mike Slagter to his outside in 12th. In 13th, Colin Garrett. In 14th, Mark Hanna. In 15th, David Clayman. In 16th, Ian Ogden. Zach Ward is in 17th, and Marco Berube is in 18th. Joey Doucette is in 19th, and William Mann Jr. is in 20th.
We've got Evan Amick in position 21. Alongside him, Charles Van in the 22nd spot. 23rd, Jesse Vaughn. Good to see Jesse out tonight. Maurice Burnett in 24th. Next row is Christoph Hall, in 25th. Russell Keats next to him. In 27th, we've got Stephen Gibson Jr. alongside Austin Habel as the cars roll off now. 29th is Joe Gregory, and alongside him, Bobby Gibson. 31st is Pete Woodman. 32nd, Brad Prevette. 33rd, Grant Altizer. And 34th, David Sharon.
All right, we've got a number of new drivers in the field tonight. You may see some interesting paint schemes or some numbers that may overlap. We will do our best to point that out and clear that up as best we can as we see those things come up. So we'll call it out. I think we may have 2 91s in the field, but I think that's the biggest car paint issue, and there may be a few number issues on top of the leaderboard, but again, we'll try to clear that up as we broadcast.
I love the Chicagoland track. I think the guys are going to enjoy it here tonight. It'll be a fun race, and it'll be a fast race. This is a good track, 1.5 miles. I think it's going to put on a good show for the fans. I
think so too. And with a track like this, it's a little wide, so they can go too wide. They can certainly go wider, go 3 wide if need be. But hey, I think we are under green here at Chicagoland.
That's right. Chris Worrell gets out to a good jump there, getting a good push from, looks like Jeff Nairn. No, looks like Ty Bostic's getting a good push.
Great move by Chris Worrell to get out there and lead, but of course Ty Bostic is right there. Jeff Nairn side by side coming out of 3 and 4. Big move as those drivers take advantage of the apron, drop down. Now they've got 6 sets of tires, 1 set on the car and 5 in the pits. They're going to use every bit of those tonight.
They will. This track can be tough on tires. Since they've got 6 total, that's less than 30 laps average that they need to get. So they'll be able to go fast. They won't have to just totally baby those tires, but they're going to have to take care of them. Some of these long green flag runs, they'll want to be taking care of those so they don't start losing spots again.
Well, it's also very tempting to drop down on that apron. The great thing is that you can definitely get a good run utilizing that apron, but you are sacrificing because there is a significant wear that you will accrue on your tire by making that transition from the banking down to that rough medium.
Yeah, you're right. Those tires don't like that. Puts a lot of side load on them, and makes it tough to take good care of them anyway. So you'll see these guys pick and choose when they're going to do that. They won't go down to that apron every time, but if they have a chance to take that to their advantage, then they sure will.
So you saw Jeff Narron and Ryan Pittman slip their way past Chris Morrell, and Jeff Narron is now leading this race.
Yeah, big jump there. Good job getting out in front. Those first two lead cars, Jeff Narron and Ryan Pittman, have separated themselves. They've got out to a good jump there, probably 4 or 5 car lengths.
Yeah, there's a lot of action going back. Let's kind of slide a little bit further back in the running order. You've got Chris Morrell with John Ledger behind him, Ty Boston, Harley Barletta, Tyler Fields, Dave Sharon, Sammy Harrell, and Sean Sharon. That is your top 10. Colin Garrett is right outside. He's barking at that 10 position as well. But they're 2 and 3 wide. Coming to the back, there's a lot of action. Turn around back in the pack as these guys are trying to find their way up to the front.
Yeah, these guys are searching for where does their car handle the best? Where are they the most comfortable? So some guys, they're always going to try to stay on this track anyways, try to stay that low line through the corners. It's a faster way around, and they probably have good grip down there. But some of these guys are experimenting with that middle groove, the upper groove. That's a nice thing. You mentioned it earlier. The width of this track allows these guys, gives them the ability to jump around a little bit and try a higher line or lower line and see where they run the best.
Looking back farther in the pack, into 29 and William Anderson. So these guys are side by side as we get deeper into this field.
Yeah, still running pretty tight. There's some good battles back there, like Dave Sharon, Ian Ogden running very, very tight to each other. Look down a little further, William Mann Jr. and Russell Keats. Good battle going on there.
Yeah, this back of the pack here has got a significant amount of competition happening as these guys are working their way up. Oh, a car wrecking in the back, in the wall. Not sure who that was in the wall, but thought I goes to the caution did not come out. It's like that driver righted his.
Got it back under control and wasn't a problem to anyone else.
It may have been Dave Sharon, I'm not sure, but
it was either him or Brad Trevitt, or both of them got tangled up.
that's the tail end of the
Yeah, they're a couple seconds back off of Bobby Gibson, Grant Altizer.
All right, back up front, Ryan Pittman has worked his way around the 27 of Jeff Narron. We were jumping back to a little pass up at the front. Trying to go back and see if we've got a replay of that.
Yeah, Ryan Pittman and Jeff Narron have just separated themselves even further. They've got nearly a second of a gap over Chris Worrell in third. And then that's where, like you mentioned earlier, that's where the action really starts. These front guys are out there in clean air and just making hay.
Yeah, but I think
other guys are,
around 14, 15, 16, there's a lot of slicing and dicing through this field. We're looking back at the 17 of David Clayman. He's got the 11 in front of him of Joey Doucette. There's a lot behind him. Charles Van Scoik, Russell Keats, Jesse Vaughn.
yeah, that's where the real action's taking place. We've got 2 wide right there. I saw 3 wide a little earlier. So these guys are not afraid to mix it up. And, you're getting almost halfway through the season. Every point counts. So you want to, even though, you may not stand a chance of winning the race, Every point matters in the final tally where you're going to finish this season.
This is a tight battle here with that number 9 of Dave Sharon. Little contact with the 41 there of Charles Van Sloy there, 3 wide through turn 4. Keep an eye on this group and the group in front of them. That's Sean Sheepman and this pack there. That's the 11, the 42 of Sandy Harrell, Zach Ward there. Just again, just fighting for position. That's 12 through 15th there. But good clean racing so far here at the Tech4Troops Windy City.
Look at that 4 wide there. Man,
super tight racing.
Those guys on the outside are hanging with them, even in that higher line.
The 84, and that's Marco Berube in the 99. 41 goes low, under the 84 of Jesse Vaughn.
Oh, yeah,
Big
several
wreck,
guys
big wreck.
involved in that one. Somebody was down on the apron, and I just caught a glimpse of it, but it may have been when they came back up that transition got them.
Yep. Let's go back and see. So right now we know that
Russell Keats is in it, I know.
Let's go back to Ian Ogden here. Let's try to focus on a shot with Ian Ogden. If this is not where this started, we'll go back and look at another car.
Oh,
Yep.
That one car caught the outside retaining wall.
Let's back that up just a little bit. Okay, so that is the 21 of Ian Ogden.
Yeah, he just came on the radio.
That's contact in front with with Sammy Harrell as they both go sliding through the restart zone into the grass. We're going to follow this right here. There is still contact between those two. And now that's the 17 of David Clayman.
Piling on there.
Takes out the 3, the 4. Parts of the 4 go up and luckily do not enter into the grandstands. Marco Berube is there. Still parts of the 4 bouncing through the wreckage. And there you have it.
Tough break for Ian Ogden and then everybody else that got caught up in it. Here they come though, lap 18 into the pits.
Pretty much the entire field has come down onto pit road here. Lap 18 of 160. Definitely everybody's saying let's take tires.
Yep. Yeah, that's a little bit early for tires, but you really, I think at 18 laps you have to. They're really starting to fall off now. And
well, if you don't take them, you're stuck. Everybody else has. So
yeah,
that's going to make it hard. Fortunately,
Yep.
I think a number of guys probably had to take and use up their fast repair due to that incident.
Yeah,
Go back and see if we can see the 21 of Ian Ogden. Looks pretty clean coming out of the pit, so I'm guessing he probably used his fast repair.
I think he, Sammy, and Dave Sharon may have all used. I can't tell, but trying to look at the stats. All 3 showed out, and then they're coming back in now.
Yeah, it looks. I know Luke Bullard was involved. His car looks pretty clean.
A lot of guys coming back in again.
Sammy Harrell's car looks pretty clean, so he obviously got the work done. Let's take a peek at John Ledger coming back in.
Yeah.
These guys may just be coming in, topping off fuel as well, because those are 5-second pit stops. That's basically just coming in. It's probably a wise maneuver. You don't know how long it's going to stay. It's going to stay green.
Yeah, for sure. Every drop helps. Just I think I heard. Where did he go?
So it looks
Chris
like the
Worrell.
yep, the lights are out on the pace car. That means that we'll be back to green momentarily. Your car that is our control car is Charles Van Scoik with Ryan Pittman on the outside. Chris Worrell, he is back in sixth.
Yeah, he. I think he did not take tires. I'm guessing some of these guys up front. Charles Van Schaik must have not taken tires because he was.
We are back to
pretty
green.
back in the field.
Yeah, he only showed looking at his pit stop was
7 seconds.
Yeah, 7.27.
Yeah.
Does fuel only. He's gambling.
Yeah, Marco Berube, same thing. Only took fuel only.
Yep.
And Dave Sharon and Joey Doucette, looks like.
John Ledger as well. John Ledger came in. Some of those guys may have come in twice. So
Oh yeah, yep, you're right.
So if you see,
I remember John came in.
If you see that in our stats, Jeff, you see that says versus PC.
Yeah.
That's the pit stops.
Okay. Yeah, so there's Joey Doucette, Dave Clayman, and John Ledger, all with 2 stops there.
All right, battle up front here with Ryan Pittman, Charles Van Scoik, Jeff Nairn, Tyler Peebles, and Chris Worrell, as we've got this race back under here, just lap 22.
That round of pit stops will bunch the field back up again and give us a little more action up front. But these guys up front pretty much running single file right at the moment.
Yeah, they kind of found their lines.
Yeah.
Of course, you see Charles, he's using that lower line. I think that's a really good way to get around this track, but it will definitely impact tire health. Now, he has, he only came in at just a fuel, so he must have been pretty confident in his tire.
Yeah, I had my ISO camera on Ryan Pittman there for a minute, and boy, he got loose. There, he got a little bit loose right there again.
Yeah, I think that when you've got fresh tires on, there's a little chance that you're going to be you'll be cold until you get some heat in those tires and really break them in. All right, a little bit further back in the field, we'll go back here. A lot going on back here. This is like positions 8 through 13. Oh, contact with the wall, the 37. That's Sean Schubin, bounces the outside retaining wall. So this race is happening in the late afternoon. We'll be transitioning as this race goes on into darkness and go under the lights. Now that makes for a cool effect, but it also changes the racing surface and the grip and how these cars drive.
Yeah, we're developing a pattern here now where the front runners are going to, well, here we go, just as I say it, they're trying to go 3 wide.
There they are. Jeff Nairn jumps out to the lead, Ryan Pittman to the outside, and Tyler Peebles down low. Like almost Ryan Pittman was in the outside wall, was so close.
And Jeff Nairn drops back a little bit now. It's a good battle going on up there for the lead.
Well, each driver is taking their own way around this track.
Yep.
See Jeff Nairn utilizing that apron, coming back up. It's fractions of a second there, but he takes advantage of it.
Looks like there's a little momentum using that outside line. Ryan Pittman was able to move into the lead by staying up high there, coming through that last turn. Oh, there he goes loose again. So he's running that car right on the edge. He wants to stay out front.
Why don't we take a ride with Ryan? See him, I'm sure. Maybe Tyler Peebles. We'll try to get a look and see what's happening behind him. Maybe Jeff Nerin. Let's take a peek within. This is inside Jeff Nerin's car. He's over behind Ryan. Oh yeah. See this Ryan's car move just a little bit. Kind of flutters. Jeff Nerin was completely out of the throttle there.
That's such a good view. Lets you see exactly what's going on. See the glare they have to face going into 3. What really makes it tough is when that happens when you're in the middle of traffic, when you're running 2-3 wide and you get that glare, you can't see anything for a few seconds.
So it looks like what I can see, Jeff, is there is a ripple in the asphalt right there. And we're seeing, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing Ryan Pittman loose. There's a little bit of a ripple that is bouncing the car up and down.
Okay.
Causing that little bit of, oh, listen, turn 3 wide.
Yeah, and loose is fast, but you lose just a little bit when that car gets sideways. There's more drag on it. So that's what caused him to drop from first to third.
Great.
Ooh, it's tight in there now. Wow.
Three-way battle for the lead with these guys. We still don't have, you know, as much as Jeff Nerin has moved up, can he stay there? 130 laps to go here at the Windy City 240 from Chicagoland Speedway. If you're tuned in, we thank you to the IWM Broadcast Network here for the Tech4Troops Cup Series.
Yeah, there are times here on these last few laps that you could throw a blanket over top of Jeff Nerin, Tyler Peebles, and Ryan Pittman. They are battling it out for the lead. Everybody getting an advantage and then losing it. A lot of shuffling going on. You're in first, you're in second, then you're back up to first, and then you're back to third. Just so much going on right now. Now it appears they've settled down a little bit. Going to try to take care of their gear, take care of their equipment, and just get that, even extend that lead even further.
So speaking of taking care of business, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll go side by side. You won't miss a thing. We'll be right back.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, we're back. Lap 34 is in the books. The Tech4Troops Windy City 240 here at Chicagoland. This series is brought to you by Tech4Troops, the 1111 Project, and U-Haul Transportation. If you can, take a look on the web and look at those sponsors, Tech4Troops, the 1111 Project, and U-Haul. These folks make it possible to do what we do each and every week. So while we were away briefly, Tyler Peebles has jumped out to the lead here. Again, as we said earlier before we went away, these three guys have been battling, swapping spots for the past 10 laps, pretty much ever since we came back from that caution.
Hey there, Rick and Jeff. I wanted to drop in and say hi. Congratulations on an awesome start to the Chicagoland race.
Hey, Jeff, how are you? Jason.
Doing very well.
Sorry, I was looking at you, Jeff.
Doing very well. I wanted to congratulate the number 17 car, David Clement. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. He won our scheme skirmish from last week. this week, it's still anybody's game. We'll make that call next Wednesday before you guys drop your weekly podcast episode. Tech4Troops has got some cool stuff coming up with the 1111 Veteran Project. Big announcement coming this Saturday, so all you guys, the IWM, will be privy to that. We'll be passing on details through the Discord, but we're very excited, and we're real excited to be supporting Colin Garrett out there as well.
That's awesome.
That is
Colin
awesome.
Garrett's out there tonight. Gonna focus a little bit on him. He's running back there in 14th. We've seen him up marking on the against up at the top 10, so we wish Colin a lot of luck here in his real life endeavors.
It's great to see what you guys over at Tech4Troops do for the veterans, Jason. I'll tell you, it's a NASCAR deal that has reached out and over into the iRacing version of NASCAR, and to see companies get involved and put so much effort into helping these guys that do so much to keep us safe and secure. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Proud to be a part of it. Proud to have you guys being a part of it. Just thrilled to be here with you. Here for the rest of the race. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on, guys.
You bet.
As always, that's Jason Parker with Tech4Troops. Coming in, Jason, our spokesperson for the sponsor, Tech4Troops.
I was looking back at 10th position, Stephen Gibson Jr.'s back there, and you've got almost like two groups. He and Jesse Vaughn are kind of battling it out right now. And then behind them, you've got another group of about 4 or 5 cars that are kind of glued together, staying in close proximity to each other. So that's one of the things I love about these 1.5-mile tracks. There is good racing from front to back. It may not be a race for the lead, but there is still some good racing going on in the middle of this race.
Yeah, even look at the between right there. That's Chris Morrell, battling David Clayman right there. They're side by side. You got the 88 of Maurice Burnett behind them, and really battling. He's battling to the outside. That car's a little loose. That's the 12 of Grant Altizer. Those 4 guys just too wide, side by side, making their way around the track. There's just pockets of competitive racing all the way back.
Yeah, for sure. I was just taking a look at Zachary Ward. He was our 3rd place car last week, running in 8th position right now in that Busch Light number 7. And he was facing a battle of his own back in there. He's got 2 or 3 cars right around him, fighting for position, and it makes for an exciting evening. There's just so much going on.
All right, we'll make our way back to the field now. Here we are, lap 44 in the books, and so right now at the front, Tyler Peebles is showing us the way. Behind Tyler, you've got Jeff Nerin in the 27, and right underneath, Ryan Pittman tries to take away that spot. Ty Bostic is sitting back there in 4th, and behind Ty, Mike Slagter. Mike's at the top, I think, of the points race right now.
Yeah, he is. It's a close race between he and Ty Bostic. Ty Bostic's only 1 point behind Mike. So the first 3 positions only separated by 6 points. Mike Slagter, Ty Bostic, and Pete Bullard.
Willie Mann Jr. has worked his way up to 6th. Got the 81 of Harley Barletta there. To his outside is the 7 of Zach Ward. And then Steven Gibson Jr. His paint scheme says 91. Ignore the 8 on the board. Always a challenge when new drivers come in. You've got to make sure that all their documentation lines up. So behind Steven Gibson is Jesse Vaughn. Jesse's in the car Vaughn at 84. classic paint scheme. Sean Shipman sits just behind there in the 37. He's got the 3 of Luke Bullard right on his tail, and the 6 of Austin Habel and Sammy Harrell.
We just passed the, or we're right at the 30 laps since these guys got fuel, so we could be looking at some green flag pit stops coming up here.
That'll make things definitely interesting, and certainly that will begin to kind of take this field apart. I think we're already pretty spread out. Just kind of running our way back to that's Chris Worrell. You go up Maurice Burnett. And here's another pack we were talking about earlier about, you know, competitive on the
Look
track.
at that.
You know, that's Grant Altizer. Got the 17 of David Clayman, the 45 of Mark Hanna. We talked about last week with Mark Hanna and his battle with MS that his wife is going through. He wished them all the best.
Yep.
Christoph Hall is back there. Evan Amick as well. And we've got Pete Woodruff in a very patriotic paint scheme in that #1 car.
I think we had, where'd we go? There he is. David Clayman was in there too. The won the paint scheme award last week.
Yep, you are correct. Dave Sharon is there. Bobby Gibson. Joey Doucette is back there as well.
Somebody's pitting. They're starting their green flag pit stops now.
Yep, that's David Clayman, who's actually made it down onto pit road, as well as I guess Russell Keith is down there.
Russell Keith too, yeah.
Yep. Tyler Peebles, who was our leader. Tyler is now coming down pit road. I think you called it, Jeff, right there as right around this lap,
Yep.
30. So that's lap 51. They pitted last on lap 17. So 34.
Yeah, you hear a lot of guys on the radio now calling it. You're going to see a lot of guys dropping down here.
Sean Shupin, Ian Ogden, Austin Habel, Colin Garrett, Mark Hanna, all making their way down onto pit road. So we'll see what this works out. I'm curious to see what these total times in the pits works out on the green flag stop.
Yeah. Jesse Vaughn coming in here on this round of stops.
Yep, Jeff Nearen. So the leaders are making their way onto pit road. Ryan Pittman.
Yep.
So it looks like a 42-second time to come down under green, take on 4 tires and fuel, and head back out with about a 14 and a half second pit stop. That means that you are going to go a solid 1 lap down.
Yep. Now we've got guys that they're updated. Yep. Ty Bostic, our leader now, and those guys have all pitted. Oh wait, nope, that's not true.
Nope, they're coming down.
Now Ty's coming down now.
Yeah, pretty much the top 18 have not pitted yet, but now obviously a good bit of those right now are working their way through. So right now, Harley Barletta now takes over first place. We expect to see them probably on pit road momentarily. The top 6 have not pitted.
Yeah, it looks like when all this cycles through, I think we'll see Tyler Peebles as our leader again. Yeah, top 3, 4 don't look like they've changed much.
Chris Worrell is on pit road. So, you know, you've got a group of guys. Sammy Harrell is out there battling with, right now in front. 81 is dropping. My guess is they're going to slow down and come down pit road. At least Sammy Harrell did. Oh, got in front. Worked it out, I guess,
Wow,
but
yeah.
that was close.
That was very close. So they've got about 38 laps since they got fuel last time. So that's stretching that fuel run quite a bit.
See the 12. The 12 had a bit of a problem. Not sure he spun or he was trying to come down pit road. Trying to look and see. That was Grant Altizer.
I think the 88 may have been involved there. Just heard some things on the radio that somebody had called out their pit stop, but they were still up in one of the outside lanes when they started braking.
Looks like it was the 41. Let's
41.
Let's back that up a little bit here. So we're focusing here on the 12.
Yeah,
of
the
Grant
88
Altizer.
as well. Yeah, see, the 88's already braking.
In the racing groove, he's not.
Yeah.
Then the 41 comes across the nose. The 12.
Wow.
Contact. You can
That
see
was
a little
close.
bit of debris. Unfortunately, the 12 is locking up his tires going in.
Yep. To make his way across that grass. Oh, no, he'll get penalized for that if he turns onto pit road from there.
All right. So we are back under. Well, we are still under green flag conditions, but we are now after our second caution. Our second pit stop of the night for these guys. Gosh, it's been a long day, Jeff. My gosh.
I totally understand. You had to get up early. But hey, congratulations to having your son that serves in the armed forces home for a little bit. that is awesome. We thank him for his service.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's great to have him back. So, yeah, it was a 5:35 flight in the morning, getting him back from overseas, and great to have him. So.
Have a couple guys, Sammy Harrell, and Russell Keats are still in the pits right at the moment. And yeah, he's 44 laps down. He's
he's just
sitting there a while.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of repairs done. So Tyler Peebles, after that round of pit stops, has jumped out to a fairly significant lead, just under 1 full second. He does have a number of guys barking at his tail, but you know, after those guys, there's another pack, and let's bring up the track map to kind of get a feel for where everybody is sitting right now. And you can see that always happens, especially on a 1.5 mile track. After a round of pit stops, you are going to get a complete spread of the field across the entire track. There are currently about 5 drivers who are currently off the lead lap, and right in front is David P. Sharon. So he is the first car 1 lap down, followed by Harley Barletta. So if in fact there is a caution, he will be our lucky dog and get that lap back.
Oh, now it looks like they got that lap back. I'm not sure.
Oh no, that was just us once.
Oh, I see. Yep. It's me reading it wrong again. Now it's batting it back. There we
go. Jeff has the advantage of taking a live feed from our broadcast truck, and when we switch coverage to a car that's a lap down, that kind of jumbles up the colors on the tower.
It does. I've got to watch both screens at the same time.
All right, lap 64, lap 65 is underway here at Chicagoland in the Tech4Troops Windy City 240, and currently your leader, Tyler Peebles, out in front of Ty Bostic, Mike Slagter, Ryan Pittman, Jeff Nairn, Zach Ward, Ian Ogden, Sean Shepard, Austin Hable, and Jesse Bond.
That's nice to see Jesse up there in the top 10 now.
Yeah, he's definitely working his way up farther. He's on the inside of the 6.
Slowly picking his way up there. These guys are running a fixed setup here, so every car has the same setup under it, and that puts it helps the drivers that don't have the technical knowledge or ability to set up their own car like a crew chief would, but it puts a lot more emphasis on your driving. You've got to match your driving to what the car will give you. And so some guys love the fixed setup, some guys don't, but I think it makes for interesting racing. You're seeing guys that are driving pretty much identical equipment, so you put a lot of it in the hands of the driver, and they've got to make it work to be successful.
So right now you're riding along with Mike Slagter. He's currently in second place behind the 22 of Ty Bostic. And he's got Tyler Peebles to his inside.
That's a great view because you're basically seeing the same thing that the driver is seeing. And you can watch his hands to see if you can tell if all of a sudden that orange ribbon goes to the right really quickly. You can tell he's loose and he's having to correct it. But you can see he's pretty stable there through 3 and 4.
The interesting thing about iRacing is the less you have to turn your hands to get around this track, the better you will be at saving your tires. So the more you crank that wheel over, the more scrub you're going to get on your tires, the more you will burn them off.
Yep. And these drivers can change their steering ratio too, so that they're not having to use as much wheel to make the turn. Some guys like a lower ratio. Some guys like the higher ratio. Some guys want to have a lot of movement of the wheel. Some don't. But that's the beauty of iRacing, like you said, that you have some things, even on a fixed setup like that you can change.
Additionally, part of it is also driving style. So if you can enter the corner differently and maybe back up that corner, you can still carry more speed and actually let physics move that car through the turn, which requires, again, less wheel movement, which translates into less tire wear.
That was that's been a battle for me in the racing that I've done. Is the first half of the race I burn my tires and run slower than I do the last half of the race. It takes me a while to get acclimated to it. Maybe I don't practice enough, but you're absolutely right. It's a tire game out there. And that's one of the reasons why you see some cars surging ahead and then falling back, or vice versa, is how well they've taken care of their tires or how they have not taken care of them.
I think here, like a lot of other tracks, you can run a higher line, you can carry more speed and momentum into the corners, and really you can stay in the gas.
Yeah, it gives you that momentum coming off the turn then, and helps you down that long straightaway, especially on the backstretch.
All right, lap 73 of 160 is in the books. We are rapidly approaching the halfway point. We've had just one caution. And impressed with the racecraft of those drivers here tonight with the Tech4Troops series. They are really showing us what it's all about.
Absolutely. I mean, just a great, safe race so far. Had a few drivers make contact, but had that one big yellow flag early on. Several cars involved, but other than that, it's been a very clean, very good, safe race.
I think you're seeing Tyra Peebles fading back. I think he may have a connection issue.
Oh, you always hate to see that for a guy, especially a guy that was doing so well.
Well, I don't think it's actually. I think it's, from what I can tell, yeah, it's a connection issue. He may have lost his network connection, and unfortunately, he's fallen off the base. So that puts Ty Bostic and Mike Slagner at the front. They're about to come up to the number one of Pete Woodruff. Pete is the last driver on the lead lap.
It's interesting too, because your first and second place cars right now, Ty Bostic and Mike Slagner, are the two gentlemen in inverse orders that are leading the points battle right now. So these guys both consistent, staying up there, battling it out. They're only 1 point difference, like I mentioned earlier, in the points. So it's conceivable we could walk out of this with a tie in the points.
Yeah, especially if Mike can get up there and lead a lap. I'm not sure if he's officially led a lap today. So
yeah,
that's where it comes down to what we've talked about so many times. Your every position counts, every opportunity to lead a lap or gain an extra bonus point matters, and it comes down to at the end of the regular season to a battle of sometimes just 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think the top 9 positions, there's a 50-point spread, but and then once you get back to about 5th or 6th, then it really tightens up again back there.
So we had our last stop around lap 54-ish, and we're drivers in at lap 51, others in lap 56, but average of say 54, if we assume that's 34 laps per. That's going to put us right around lap 88, maybe another 8 laps. So
yeah, yep.
Expect to see our next round of green flag pit stops.
Yeah, last time they did their green flag pit stops over a space of about 7 laps. So the guys that like to pit early could be coming in here in the next lap or two if they don't decide to stretch it out further.
So the 22 of Ty Bostic is barking at the rear end of the 99 of Marco Berube, trying to knock off another driver, take him down, and put him a lap down.
Yeah, Tyler Peebles now 6 laps down.
Yeah, unfortunately,
must have. Yeah, his connection dropped due to packet loss. iRacing says, and that's exactly what you said. That's a connection issue.
All right, well, stay tuned. We'll be right back. We'll take another commercial break here. You won't miss anything. Side by side again.
Somebody's on pit road. 2 guys, Jesse Vaughn, Colin Garrett.
Yep, well, thanks. Welcome back to the Tech4Troops Windy City 240, lap 83. We're beginning to see a few drivers make their way down to pit road for their next round of green flag pit stops. We've got Ian Ogden coming down, Sean Shipman, Colin Garrett was just on pit road, as well as Jesse Vaughn. Ty Bostic continues to show us the way. And he's got 2 seconds over Jeff Aaron and Mike Slagter. These guys are locked in their home little battle back here with Zach Ward and Ryan Pittman for 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, there's strategy coming into play now. Some of these guys wanting to pit early to get new tires. Maybe they feel like they've used their tires up quickly, so they're going to come in early. Some guys, if they're still running good and they've done a good job saving, they want to stay out as long as they can, and hopefully, in their minds, hope there's a yellow.
So Mike Slagter's got about 2 laps to the good over Jeff Nairn and Ryan Pittman. Those guys both been on last at lap 52. Zach Ward 53, but 54 for Mike Slagter and 55 for Chris Worrell. So guys are making their way. That's Marco Ruby in the 99. He's got a lap down car. He's sliding back. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Wrecking on the front. That's
oh, yeah.
99 of Berube. The caution
Oh,
flies.
boy. Those guys that held on worked for them, and the guys that pitted early, it's going to backfire.
That was contact up front. Let's try to go back and pick that up. So that's contact with the 7. That 7 is driven by Zach Ward. Marco came up. Right there.
Yeah. I think he got loose, and because he made a hard right turn, and that's not where you want to do that.
Well, it looks a little net code-ish, but I think really it was going to happen anyway. So we'll let this run through. It was so you see Marco just kind of coming up. It may have, as you said, he may just come up, got it loose, and or just really he had a push, you know. And unfortunately, that impacts his day and Zach Ward's as well. But what this does mean is we should see the entire field in and here they come. So everybody gets a chance right now to reset. There are a few drivers that are staying out, but
yeah, those guys that pitted some of the guys that pitted early are
I mean, look,
they're back on the lead lap now.
Yeah, I mean, Steven Gibson pitted on lap 86. 82 was Jesse Vaughn. 84 was Austin Habel. Sean Shipman, Colin Garrett, Evan Amick, all those guys pitted on lap, just before this incident. So, luck of the plan there.
Yes,
all right,
for
so
sure.
we're under caution. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a way to safely and securely dispose of your old electronic devices? Why not donate them to Tech4Troops? Tech4Troops is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bridging the technology gap for in-need veterans and their families. The donation process is quick and easy. Simply go to tech4troops.org and click on the donate link at the top right-hand side of the page. Scroll down to access the Give Back Box link. To create your shipping label, click Add to Cart and complete the checkout process. The shipping label is good for up to 50 pounds. You can recycle most standard shipping boxes to send in your devices. Oh, don't forget the power cords. Give new life to your old technology by responsibly recycling with Tech4Troops. Help save the environment and support a veteran.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Windy City 240. We are under caution here on lap 40, just our second caution of the night, but it was the perfect opportunity. Time was, right now, it was pretty much the time for green flag stops, and that allowed a number of drivers to come on down, get their tires and fuel, and get ready for the second half of this race. Only 70 laps left here at Chicagoland. Now, if they pitted now, knowing that there's 70 laps left, really we've got one more stop, or it will be close.
Absolutely. Trying to take a look at the speeds, top speeds some of these guys are running.
Yeah, I mean, of course they're getting a little bit of the draft, so, but you saw some great speeds, 36.9, 36.3, just some great overall speeds. Right there, David Clayman ran a 30.62. So those are qualifying speeds.
Yeah, they really are. Got a few guys getting the wave around now.
Yep. So that puts Ty Bosick right there. He is our control car as we get back underway. Lights are out on the pace car. And lights are on the track.
Yep. We've officially hit dusk as we go back to green.
All right, we are back under green flag here at the Windy City 240 at Chicagoland Speedway. Ty Bostic is our control car and jumps out to a fabulous speed.
Wow, that was quite the jump. He really separated himself from Ryan Pittman and Jeff Nairn there.
That's the 12 of Greg Altai, so it's down there on the apron. I guess he's trying to get back out on the track. Great battle. Of course, these restarts are always like that. There's so much parity when they come off of pit road with fresh tires. You saw a little bit of a connection issue with the 22.
Yeah, I was having a connection issue.
Some great racing going on here, folks, between Ty Bostic out front, but Jeff Nairn, Chris Burrell, Charles Van Scoik, Ryan Pittman, Mike Slagter, Zach Ward, Christoph Hall, William Mann Jr., and Joey Doucette. Great move by Joey Doucette to get back up there just outside the top 10. Close racing with the 27 of Jeff Nairn, Chris Worrell, and the 41 of Charles Van Scoik. Brian Pittman right behind them, and Mike Slagter right there, just packed in there.
You see Ty Bostic working that low line. He'll get up next to the wall and arc himself into the corner and then stay down there pretty low, maybe not the bottom. And then as he comes off that turn, comes off of turn 2 there into that backstretch, and then gets up against the wall again for that entrance in turn 3.
All right, great racing continues here. And again, thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series here at Chicagoland for the Windy City 240. Brought to you by Tech4Troops, the 1111 Project, and U-Haul. Again, we appreciate you tuning in. Every time I see that pack of cars dropping off the racing surface and onto the apron, I'm like, oh no, is someone going to wreck?
And it could happen that there is a bit of a jolt to the car when you make that transition, and you have to. These guys are all well equipped to handle it, but for a novice coming in, when you cross that white line, there is a change in banking. It's a transition that is not foolproof. It's very easy for you've got too much wheel in it for the car to get loose. It's a challenge, and like you mentioned earlier, Rick, it's harder on the tires every time you do that. You're scraping off a little bit of rubber, so you don't want to do it that often because you need to save your tires.
Like this lead pack is not quite nose to tail, but certainly single file is single file with slightly different lines.
There you go. I like that.
I think that's like all the way back to 12th. That's John Ledger. Right back to the field. There's a battle back here. This is Colin Garrett, Austin Hable, Sean Schumann, David Clayman.
Yeah, a lot of those guys were running pretty tight back there. Right now, that 81 car of Harley Barletta is our first car lap down. There have not been too many lucky dogs tonight because we've only had 2 yellow flags so far in this race, well over halfway. We've got just under 40 laps to go, about 38 to go, and still see Ty Bostic out there leading the way.
Yeah, but after 14 laps, the bloom is off these tires, while Ty Bostic is up there running by himself. Behind him, you've got some changes in the pack. So Chris Morrell has moved up to second. Jeff Narron is there. Charles Van Scoik, Ryan Pittman. These guys are all battling it out for position 2 through 5.
That's right. Chris Worrell in that 26 machine. He was our winner last week. And
well, don't forget his car shows 8. So that goes back to what we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast. We've got a little bit of folks, just ignore the tower for a few of these guys.
Yeah. We should make them a different color or something. We don't have any control over what the tower shows as far as numbers. But I think Chris Worrell, when we talked to him at the end of the race last time, I think he's going to be in the hunt most weeks. He's going to be one of those guys that wants to run up front and has the means to be able to do it. See a lot of juggling right now between him and Charles Van Schaik.
Yeah, they're definitely battling it out. And again, it goes down to what line do you want to take around this track? Are you comfortable with that low line on corner exit, or do you want to ride the high line? Meanwhile, Tyler Bostic just continues to just lead out there. He's got a good gap between himself and Jeff Nairn, and he's just making his way around. But here's that battle, the 41, the 8, and the 08. That's Van Scoik, Morrell, and Pittman.
Right now, and just changed. Jesse Vaughn's got the fastest lap of the race, running a 30.5. That's pretty amazing for an in-race lap. He probably caught a little bit of a draft there. It's not really known as a drafting track, but you can still suck up behind people and get a little advantage there.
Yeah, he's using that line pretty well. He's got the 99 in front of him. He's got the 45 there. And
yeah, likes that low line.
Yeah.
Good battle there between these 4 cars.
Further on back, you've got the 69 of Colin Garrett. He's back there with Dave Sharon, Brad Previtt, working their way through.
And got a little bit of a gap back to Austin Habel, but then Dave Clayman and Sean Shootman are running pretty tight with him. So little battles going on everywhere on the track right now.
That's right. That's right. So going back up front, you got Chris Morrell and Charles Shootman. They still have not given up their battle. It has gotten tighter. They're door to door, battling second, third, and fourth here.
Yeah, and that's giving Ty Bostic that opportunity to sneak away a little bit.
41 just got into the side of the 8.
And the 41 came out the winner on that. All of a sudden, he's up into second.
These guys are battling it out. There's a lot of hard racing going on between the 41, the 8, the 08, and the 27. Jeff Nairn just decided he's backing out of it. Not way intentional or not, but you know, these guys last pitted on lap 88. That puts 23 laps on these tires. You aren't going to have the same amount of grip.
Yeah, that is for sure. Lap 112, let's see, what's that? That puts close to 30 laps. We're probably about 25 laps right now. So probably another less than 10 laps, we should start seeing some green flag pit stops again.
Yep, you take away 35 laps for a run off that 60, you should see them for sure by lap 125. All right, Charles Van Scoik is now in the second position, but as you can see by the tower, Ty Bostic's got over a second and a third lead over second place Charles Van Scoik. Chris Morales in third. Ryan Pittman in fourth. Jeff Nairn in fifth. Zach Ward in sixth. Mike Slagter in seventh. Shoes has 8. And Joey Doucette up to ninth. William Mann Jr. sits in 10th.
Yeah, that next group is Christoph Hall in, well, he was in 11th, just moved to 10th. Maurice Burnett in 12th, John Ledger 13th, Mark Hanna 14th, Stephen Gibson Jr. in 15th, Jesse Vaughn in 16th, Dave Sharon in 17th, Colin Garrett 18th, Austin Habel running 19th right at the moment, and Brad Previtt in 20th.
Seems to have settled down a little bit at the front. We're going to go back and look and see that 7 of Zach Ward. Oh, Zach Ward just touched that safer barrier. That's not a good place to be. But I think some of these guys are realizing that their tires are just, they're at the end of life. You got one, Jesse Vaughn is now on pit road.
There's the first one at lap 116. Jesse must not have liked, he still holds the fastest lap, but he must not have liked the condition his tires were in and thought, okay, now's the time to go. With 44 laps to go, boy, 44 laps to go, some of these guys might be able to make it on one more stop. We'll see if they try. That'd be really stretching it.
I think 35 to 37 is max, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, we had a couple cars that ran 38 that last time, or that early green flag
But
runs.
you're not going to be able to make 44, that's for sure. So
No,
Jesse's got to stop again. He's probably hoping
Jesse
that there's
will.
the flag will come out.
Yeah, we'll see if some of these guys try to stay out as long as they possibly can and do it in one more stop.
David Clayman is in. But, you know, Brad Previtt, he's sitting at 19, but he pitted on lap 89. So he's got a slight advantage. Dave Sharon, 89 as well. But for the most part, the bulk of these guys pitted on lap 88.
We saw Charles Van Schaik there just about clip the wall trying to get his line into the corner. He got right up next to it, trying to catch up to Ty Bostic, but Ty's making it pretty difficult. Colin Garrett getting ready to pit right now.
Good battle further back. Jeff Nearing, Christoph Hall, Joey Doucette, Bullard. Colin Garrett, Austin Habel, Evan Amick, all on pit road. .41 laps to go here at Chicagoland.
They're almost close enough. This is going to be interesting to see if they try it.
Well, we hate to do it with green flag conditions, but we are going to take a brief commercial break. We will be right back.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers to get back in the workforce. We want to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back. Sorry for that commercial break, but that's what pays the bills. So no apologies there for that Tech4Troops message. We have a great battle here for second and third.
Yeah. Charles Van Schaik and Chris Worrell have the last several laps just been going at each other. Now it looks like Charles has been able to edge out Chris. So not as tight as it was, but man, for probably 3 laps there, they were side by side, door to door, just going at it. Good racing. Down to 36 laps now. I think these guys that's what they're going for. The guys that have not pitted yet are going to try to make it in one more stop. 37 to go. There's
right now,
Chris Worrell
Chris
coming
Worrell's
in.
Yep. Well, they've got 37. He basically split it. He went in at 88. That was 37 laps to go. And he's 37 laps left. So he's pretty much gambling on a green flag run. He's in. Jeff Nearing is in. My guess is that we will see a bunch of drivers coming in.
I think you're right. Ty Bostic is coming in now, and he had a heck of a lead, over 2-second lead. But he'll come down, get
Bunch
full
of guys.
load of fuel and 4 tires. Yeah,
Bostic,
everybody's following
Bullard,
him.
Ward, Christoph Hall, Mark Hanna, all on pit road. They did 38 or so laps on that last. That should give them plenty to finish this race. It's always a balance when you come down. If you stay out longer, you're going to be slower. But at the same time, if you can hold off and come back and balance it, you'll go out with fuel and, more importantly, fresh rubber.
Fresh rubber and the ability to not have to stop one more time. You lose so much time having to make an extra pit stop. So those guys that pitted early, I think, sealed their fate, unless we have another yellow.
John Ledger, Dave Sharon, Mike Slagter, Van Scoik, Stephen Gibson, and Brad Previtt all on pit road. Ryan Pittman makes his way down as well.
That leaves William Mann Jr. in the lead, but he's got to be stopping here pretty soon. He's right at 40 laps.
Same with Harley Barletta, 88 lap.
Wow.
Came in last, so yeah, Harley Barletta, all out there. Here comes William Mann. And David P. Sharon is in now. The only one out is Harley Barletta, who has not come in. He will be the last car. He played the weight game, I think, as long as he could.
Yep.
I'm surprised he still has fuel. He's continuing to go down. He pitted last on lap 88. And you had guys who were coming down 4 laps ago.
Yeah.
Ty Bostic came down lap 125. Chris Worrell, 123.
And then even got a few guys like Austin Abel at 119.
Yeah. There he goes. Well, for certain.
Christoph Hall just ran the fastest lap of the race, 30.5.
Well, that puts Chris Worrell back up top. Ty Bostic is right there as well, right on his bumper. Jesse Vaughn has moved up to 3rd.
Yeah, that. Here we go. Caution on 131.
Oh my gosh, Grant Altizer looks like he may have brought out. That's a very interesting event.
One thing for sure, that caution will make it so that just about everybody can make it without stopping
let's
again.
Back this up and see what brought this on. He is very slow on the track. He's already in the pit, so I don't know what happened. Well, let's just run it out.
It looked like he just made a left turn down onto the apron.
Oh, he's out of fuel. His car is sputtering. He is out of fuel.
A lot of guys going in, including Chris Worrell. Chris Worrell, Jesse Vaughn, Dave Clayman, John Ledger, Joey Doucette, Evan Amick, Sean Shootman, Dave Sharon, Austin Habel.
Wow. That's a very interesting strategy for these guys. You know, I guess if you've got a fresh set of tires in your pit, might as well throw them on, but that's going to put you pretty far back in the field, and these guys only pitted 7 laps ago, so I don't know what the fall off is. But with 28 laps to go, we'll be going back to green about lap 135, 136, so we'll be down to just a handful of laps to finish this race, about 25.
Yep, race control just confirmed he had run out of gas.
Yep.
So this tightens it up for Ty Bostic. We'll get a little bit, not really a sprint to the end, but if we go back 135, what's that give us? 25?
Yeah, about 25
laps or so.
Yep. Well, we're going to run our last commercial of the night. It's side by side, so you'll get to watch these cars make their way around under caution. We'll be right back.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
Hello, my name is Amanda, and I support Tech4Troops.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series event here at Chicagoland, the Windy City 240. We are winding down, just 27 laps to go, which means we'll probably go back to green flag racing with 25 or 26 laps left. It will basically be a shootout.
It will, and we've got 2 different strategies here. Some of those guys that pitted early pitted a second time here on lap 132, which puts them about 6 or 7 laps behind most of the leaders. Now, is that 6 or 7 laps fresher tires? Will that make enough of a difference to let them come up through the field? Or
yeah, they're not down. They're not down 7 laps, but they'll have 7 laps to the good of new fresh tires.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
But can they make it? That group is going to wind up starting around 14th. They'll be pretty much group from 14th to 23rd.
Yeah.
Chasing back up through that top 13.
Yeah, you got Chris Worrell and Jesse Vaughn, the first 2 cars in that group with fresh tires. So to have 13 guys in front of them, that's a lot of guys to pass in 25 laps.
Well, we'll know in about 10 laps where that strategy is actually going to pay off for these guys.
Yep, yep. I can see it working for a while, but I don't see it working for a long time. But really, those guys didn't have much of a choice. They were going to fall back, and we're going to have to stop again. So it made sense for them to stop now, not lose near as much track position.
All right, pace car is off.
.26 to go. It's going to start getting dicey now. Guys are going to be in a hurry to make up time and get something done. Ryan Pittman staying right on the bumper of Ty Bostic there on the stove. Now he's going to go inside and try to make a move on him, and he's got momentum.
This is the time to do it with just 25 laps to go, 24 at the stripe.
Oh, cutting down across the transition. Didn't really gain him much though, did it?
I'm watching Chris Morrell. he's made up a couple of spots. He's now up to 13th, but you know, he's got just 24 laps to try and make it all the way to the front. We'll see how it goes. Battle continues. Ryan Pittman now takes over the lead from Ty Bostic. Big battle up front. That's the 41 of Charles Van Scoik up under the 3 of Luke Bullard. Luke's had a good race to get back up there, battling great and putting himself in the right place at the right time. 3 wide.
Ryan Pittman with that very pretty NASCAR paint job on that 08 machine.
It's so tight. There's huge battle up there for the Charles Van Scoik. The 3, the 7 of Zach Ward up to 3rd.
Boy, the more those guys dice it up with each other, that gives Ryan Pittman that advantage to just keep moving out further in front.
Chris Worrell up to 12th. He had the fastest lap of the night, a 30.55 that last time by. So there's a little contact between the 41 and the 7. I expect that to happen coming up to 20 laps to go at the stripe. You know, Ryan looking in his rearview mirror, that's exactly what he wants to see. He wants to see all of this battling going on behind him.
And you've got that very last group of cars that are duking it out too. You have about 5-6 cars there at the end of this group. Marco Berube, Evan Amick, Dave Sharon, John Ledger that are really battling it out to get into the top 20.
Ty Bostic is right there in second.
You got that group from Ty back to.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye on that. There's lots.
I mean, a lot of these guys.
Oh, contact on the wall.
Oh, another yellow flag.
It's the 91 and the 45, I think, of Mark Hanna. Contact comes out and a yellow, our 4th caution of the night here at lap 18. Well, I'm sorry, with 18 laps to go.
Yeah, Mark Hanna came on the radio, took the blame for that one. Take a look at it here. Oh, yeah, it got up into the wall, didn't he?
Yep, battling tight there with it's like Chris Worrell and the 91.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that contact with the wall collects the 91 as he spins down. And here's a strategy for you. We'll go live. Ryan Pittman stays out, but everybody else has come on down.
Oh, boy.
So now we've got the guys that, well, let me rephrase that. Ty Bostic and Jeff Nairn, who came in on lap 124 and 127, they stayed out, not wanting to give up track position. David Clayman, Jesse Vaughn, and Evan Amick, who did pit on lap 132, they stayed out as well. Everybody else came in here on lap 143. This should be very interesting.
Boy, I'll say. You got Jeff Nairn's got the oldest tires of those cars in the front. He came in on lap 124, and Ryan Pittman came in on 127.
So pretty much, if I just going on straight up, you know, how many times did they pit? Both Ryan Pittman and Jeff Nairn only pitted 4 times, which means they have one more set of tires still sitting in the pits. Why did they not use them?
Yeah, I don't understand that. But boy, this worked out really good for Jesse Vaughn making that pit stop back when he did.
Yeah.
Now he's
And
running
David
top
Clayman
5
as well.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, we've seen,
Running 3rd and 4th right now.
Yeah.
And Evan Amick running 5th. All came in on 132 there.
Great for Evan to have him up there at the front.
Yep. So, be interesting to see if they've got enough to be able to get around Ryan Pittman and Jeff Nairn.
All right, just 16 laps to go here at Chicagoland with the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. This series is brought to you each and every week by Tech4Troops, the 1111 Project, and U-Haul. We appreciate you, the viewer, who tunes in each and every week, whether it's live here or on replay. We thank you for staying with us and continuing to watch our broadcast. Without you, we couldn't make this happen, so we thank you for tuning in. We ask that you, whichever stream you happen to be on, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter even, to like and follow along, and tell your friends, tell a buddy you race with, tell your neighbor to, hey, there's a lot of fun Wednesday nights. Tune in, and we'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. You know who? I'll tell you what. Here's my 3 to watch right now. Position 7, 8, and 9. You've got Ty Bostic, Chris Worrell, Zach Ward, who all came in for tires. They're also the 3 guys that finished on the podium last week at St. Louis. So these guys know how to run up front.
Yep.
And be interesting to see if there's enough. Yeah. And is there enough time? We got 15 to go now, 14 when we take the green. Is that enough time for those guys to work their way up?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely see that. The guys up front, great drivers, Pittman and Nairn, but they're on, much older tires.
Oh, yeah.
Nearly 20 lap older tires.
Yeah,
so, even though they weren't under
sitting ducks.
They weren't under full race conditions for all those 20 laps, but still, they're not as fast. The tire fall off here, is real.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we will about to find out right here.
It's going to be exciting the last 15 laps.
Ryan Pittman is the control car, and he has jumped out. We're back under green, and it is going to be a battle. They do say cautions breed cautions, but this is a battle right here amongst these guys. We're looking back in this pack right behind them. They're 2 and 3 wide, especially further on back in the field. But Jeff Nairn is right there for second. Jesse Vaughn in third. David Clayman to the outside in fourth. But he's got that group barking right behind him.
Yeah, those guys are all hanging in there. We got about just a little over a second, almost a second and a half back to that.
Luke Bullard is in fifth.
We were talking about.
Luke Bullard with that first car, he's in fifth. He did pit on lap 143. Evan Amick has slipped back. Yep. 12 laps to go at the stripe. Jeff Nairn and Jesse Vaughn are in pretty much in a battle there. Slightly different lines, but it takes them up door to door.
And then what happens is that bottles up people behind them, and it makes it difficult. But it gives Ryan Pittman the chance to get away.
3 wide. Watching everything happening behind Ryan Pittman here. He's got a mirror full of drama happening.
3 wide again. Look at that.
And that 3 of Luke Bullard, he pitted last at 143. There you go. driving up
Wow.
and around. He is on a mission to get back up.
He is. If he can get away from
Oh, there's
those other
contact.
two guys.
Charles Van Scoik. Dord is in contact with someone back there. There's a battle still going on, 3 wide behind this group. Zach Ward has fallen back. Chris Worrell is there as well. Chris is up to 7th. He's part of the 143 gang.
Luke Bullard got clear of David Clayman and Jesse Vaughn, so let's see if he's got what it takes to catch up now.
He is up to 2nd. Luke Bullard now has taken over clearly the 2nd position. 9 laps to go. Great battle here. David Clayman is in 3rd. Jesse Vaughn in 4th. Chris Worrell in 5th. Charles Van Scoik is in 6th. Zach Ward in 7th. Jeff Nairn, Ty Boston, and Mike Swag in the extra top 10.
Luke Bullard is slowly
He's
shrinking that gap. He's down about 4/10 now.
3 wide, 3 wide. Charles Van Scoik, Jesse Vaughn, Chris Burrell. A lot of position changes further on back in the field as these guys are just making their way up to the field. Those got pitted at 143. Big moves, big dive by the 7 of Zach Ward trying to get position. The 17th of Clayman into Chris Wall, Chris Worrell.
Yeah, those guys have made an advance. Those guys that we were talking about back in 7, 8, and 9.
Oh yeah, they have.
Chris Worrell's up to 3rd, but boy, Luke Bullard got a big jump on all of them. He's narrowed the gap to under 2/10, and he's counting down pretty quickly now.
Here we are, a battle for the lead. That's with 6 laps to go. The 3 of Luke Bullard.
Oh no! Caution just came out with 6 to go, and I don't think he was around him yet.
The board still shows Ryan Pittman will hold on to the 1. I think you go back, that was John Ledger who was involved in that. John was the last car on the lead lap. Let's see if we can pick up what happened to John here. Contact with the... Let's go back and get a better shot of just what happened there. Oops.
Yeah.
A lot of contact amongst these guys.
Oh boy.
John Ledger, that's the 91 there of Stephen Gibson Jr.
I don't think they touched. They were close, but
The 99 is right there behind the 69 of Colin Garrett. The 45 to the outside. The 91 comes right back up
yeah.
across the nose of the 19. The 19 gets in just enough of a... He's out of the gas, causing... Then there's contact with Colin Garrett to his inside. That kind of upsets the balance of the 91. A little bit more contact there again.
Almost has it saved.
Yep. Unfortunately, you get that death wobble happening.
Yep.
And round
Has
he
to
goes.
overcorrect, and
56 gets by, but unfortunately, that's the 42 of Mark Hanna, I believe. Is that the... I'm sorry, Sammy Harrell gets by. But no, that's unfortunate. All right. So, we're under caution. We are going to wind up with a green-white checker.
I think so.
This is our 5th caution of the night. Really a great race.
It really has been. lot of lead changes, a lot of action all the way up and down the pack.
So here's the interesting story. Ryan Pittman is our control car. He is out front. He's got mirrors full of guys behind him. Every single driver behind him took fresh tires on lap 143. He took them on 127. So they are nearly 17 laps to the better on tires.
Yeah, he's a sitting duck at this point. I
He
feel bad
is.
for him, but that's one of those strategy calls that did not go the way he thought it would.
To
So
his
you're gonna-
outside on the restart will be Luke Bullard, and then behind him, Chris Worrell, Charles Van Scoik to the outside, Zach Ward, and then Ty Bostic. They're all right there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what each driver does, too. I think you'll see Luke Bullard stay in that upper lane, try to power his way around. But you're going to see Chris Worrell, he's going to be behind Ryan Pittman. So what does he do? Does he try to dive low and beat him into one? Or does...
You know what his strategy is going to be. It's going to be to get a jump on this start as best he can and get as much gap between himself and Luke Bullard and Chris Worrell, because he's going to need every little bit he can get to hold him off and then block as much as he can.
This is going to be one of the most exciting finishes we've had this season, I think. This is going to be good. You got a lot of things at play here. New tires, old tires, who's got the jump, who's in what spot, and who gets a push from somebody behind them and who doesn't. So I'm looking forward to these last couple laps.
Great racing tonight. Great racecraft. This is going to be an exciting finish. The lights are off on the pace car. We're on the back stretch. Next time by, we hope to decide this race.
That's right. We'll have 2 to go. Same as the green-white checker. First they'll get the green, and next lap, if we're still racing, they'll get the white, and then the next lap or the next flag finishes it. These drivers are all focused right now. Make sure you're in the right gear. Make sure you're where you want to be.
Pace car is off. Chris Morrell is in charge.
Up there, what a jump. Yeah, he got
Big
a good
jump. This is it. This is for all the marbles. Brian Pittman's holding them off. Luke Bullard settles right there back into 2. There's a door-to-door battle between Charles Van Scoik and Chris Morrell. Good jump, hold out for Ryan Pittman. He's going to utilize that gap he got from that restart to his advantage. Coming to some contact in the wall, but the white flag is showing. This is it. This is it. Final lap here at Chicagoland. Ryan Pittman, Luke Bullard, and then that door-to-door battle, Worrell and Van Scoik. Contact.
Ryan Pittman just hit the wall. Let's see what this does to him. It definitely killed his momentum, but he's still holding on. I think he's able to get it back. That was crazy.
He's going to do it.
Contact behind them.
Ryan Pittman, Luke Bullard, Chris Worrell. They're wrecking behind.
Yep.
Great finish. Great strategy move. Ryan Pittman pitted last on 127. Made it. Wins this Windy City 240 here at Chicagoland. Fabulous battles right here between Chris Worrell, Charles Van Scoik, Ty Bostic. Just fabulous.
Man, what a finish. I would have swore Ryan Pittman didn't have a chance, but that jump that he got on the restart got him out there, and then even with that little tap in the wall, he was able to hold on to it, keep his momentum as best he could, and make his way to that checkered flag.
He certainly is enjoying his celebration. Them guys rocketing down pit road. But, we've been covering races here for this league. This is our third season. This is right up there with some of the best racing we've seen to date.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What an exciting race here at Chicagoland Speedway. Great track, so much fun to drive. And, the sportsmanship, I was listening to the driver's radio right there at the end, and guys congratulating each other, telling each other what a blast it was to race. No hard feelings out here at all. These guys are doing it for the love of racing, and it's so good to watch.
All right, let's get to that finishing order. And let's look at our results. All right, there you go. As we said, Ryan Pittman is your winner. Luke Bullard finishes in second. Chris Worrell makes it into third. Charles Van Scoik in fourth. Ty Bostic in fifth. Mike Slagter in sixth. Zach Ward in seventh. Christoph Hall in eighth. Jesse Vaughn in ninth. And William Mann Jr. in 10th.
In 11th spot, we've got Jeff Nairn, followed by Joey Doucette in 12th. Stephen Gibson Jr. is in 13th. Austin Habel in 14th. Maurice Burnett 15th, Sean Shootman 16th, 17th is Evan Amick, and 18th is Mark Hanna. In 19th spot, we've got Colin Garrett, and in 20th, Marco Berube. Sorry, Marco.
21st, Dave Sharon. 22nd, John Ledger. 23rd, Harley Barletta. Dave Clayman finishes in 24th, Joe Gregory in 25th, Brad Previtt 26th, David P. Sharon in 27th, Bobby Gibson 28th, Grant Altizer 29th, Pete Woodrum in 30th, Sammy Harrell finishes in 31st, Ian Ogden in 32nd, Tyler Peebles 33rd, and Russell Keats in 34th. All right, great race. Let's see.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
so
let's
good.
go ahead and bring in Chris Worrell. Now that was exciting.
Chris, well, this makes 2 weeks in a row we've talked to you at the end of the race.
Yeah, I wish you just talked to me at the very end of the race. It'd have been a lot cooler for me, to be honest with you.
So you made that effort at the end, that lap 143, to duck in for some fresh tires. You got close.
Yeah, we got close. It was fun. The gear that we decided on tonight, the gear that was originally in the car, you were clipping at the start-finish line. So, the gear we decided on, made the racing really close. It made, it made it hard to, spread out and, especially hard for the leader to get away because, you're constantly on the rev pretty much. You're going full throttle most of the time. Especially at a track that's tight with only 12 gallons of fuel, it made it really interesting. That's for sure. That high line was tearing it up. It was a lot of beating and banging, a lot of fun.
Yeah, you were back a ways, and then I think it was about 15 or so to go. You looked like you were in the catbird seat, but Luke Bullard got up there with you and gave you a battle. And Ryan did a great job at holding you guys off.
Yeah, the very first caution, I think it was with lap 19. I just took fuel. I didn't take tires, and it dropped me all the back to 20th place from first. And I busted my tail to get back up there up front, and I worked hard to get up there. And the cautions came out, and it was kind of just I wish I would have realized that position meant more than tires there because it was so hard to pass and the racing was so close that, I would have probably stayed out on that lap 140 caution you were talking about. And I might have had a better chance, but
well, I think that late race,
you live and learn.
That late race caution really jumbled the field up a bit. So,
yeah, I would like to give a huge shout out, to Ryan for winning. Ty, oh man, I feel like he definitely had a huge shot to win. I thought he was going to run away with it tonight. Good job, Luke and Charles. Me and him were battling so hard those last that was a lot of fun. I've never been so frustrated, but having such a good time while being frustrated in my life.
Yeah.
So shout out to all those guys.
Well, let's bring Luke Bullard in. Any other shout outs?
Balls Out Racing, Elliot Swope, you guys in the booth, Rick, Jeff, and just look forward to racing with you guys next time.
We look forward to it.
Awesome.
Hang out as we complete our interviews here. Luke, welcome to the broadcast booth. Wow, you know, you were. I think you saw the entire field at different times today in this track.
Yeah, I believe I did.
Yeah, you were up front, you were back, you worked your way back up, and you know, as we were just talking with Chris, you know, tire strategy, fuel strategy really came into play at this event.
Yeah, it did. We were kind of talking about that the whole race, just trying to figure out how hard to push early in the runs on those tires, and kind of played the save game. Every restart, I was falling back 3 or 4 spots, and then eventually make them back up, you know, once the tires started wearing in. So I had some good long run speed, but kind of had me worried at the end with the restarts, but worked out all right.
Yeah, you made up ground on that next to the last pit stop because I neglected you. I said the guys to watch were Chris Worrell, Charles Van Schaik, and Ty Bostic, and you were in that mix. But I didn't. You were a little bit behind them, if I remember right. And I thought they would have the jump on you, but man, you made up some ground in a hurry.
Yeah, we took 2 tires on the last stop, and I wasn't sure if that was the right move or not. But it kept some good track position, and we made it work.
Well, there you go.
Good
There's
deal.
that little secret that happens to come out. No, that was great. Any shout outs tonight, Luke?
Yeah, MB2, SEM, family. Appreciate you guys doing the host and broadcast, man. It's a good time.
Oh, yeah, you got it. Let's
Good
bring
deal.
Ryan Pittman into the booth. There he is. Congratulations, Ryan. Fabulous win.
Great job.
Ooh, I tell you what, there was like those last couple cautions,
Right?
hoping they would not come out. I was going to be royally screwed that last caution. I thought I was like the last 2.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Sure,
the guy.
y'all might be able to.
You're
Y'all
the
might
guy
be able
that,
to confirm, but I'm pretty sure Luke was in front of me, like right when that caution came out, and I'm pretty sure the scoring loop saved me.
Oh, absolutely. We were looking at it ourselves. We played the broadcast. We were like, oh, who's going to come across? Oh, there you were. And so Mr. Pitts at lap 127, that was, you know, that got us. We were not sure just how you were going to hold up, but it all worked.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. The gearing was interesting. We were still, as the track kind of cooled down, especially as it got faster and the track cooled down and we were running the high side, we were still chipping out just a little bit, but it kind of kept that high line from being completely dominant. Like you could run it there and it was definitely wearing on the tires. But Luke, I tell you what, I appreciate all the guys that race, you know, with us, like super clean. We all try really hard. We race each other with respect and some good give and take. I really appreciate it.
Well, I mean,
I'll tell you, I thought you were. Go ahead, Rick.
I was just going to say that, you know, Jeff and I were talking. We've done a lot of races with multiple leagues, including ours for multiple seasons, and this is easily top 3, one of the best races we've seen.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, we all put it on a show. We try to do what we can for y'all. Y'all put in all the work. The best we can do is give y'all something to broadcast about.
It was there. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I thought you were a sitting duck, Ryan. I thought there's no way.
Appreciate it, Jeff.
I mean, with the, you know, 15 lap tire difference or whatever it was, and Luke and Chris right there on your butt with fresh tires. I thought, you know, he's a good driver, but I don't know if anybody could hold off those guys on new tires. Man, you did it. You got it the perfect jump on that restart. And then even, I think you tapped the wall just a little bit and lost a little momentum. But
me and Luke both tapped the wall there on that last lap.
Shoot, boy.
Yeah.
That was like Rick said, that was some of the best racing we've seen.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That was good. Finally got one of these things done, and it's not on a short track. How about that?
There you go.
Yeah.
Any shout outs tonight, Ryan?
Oh, just my teammate Sean. You know, yeah, everybody. Again, you guys. Jeff, John's not in the booth tonight, but Jeff, you're doing a great job. Rick, obviously, like your broadcast team, we love y'all. So everything y'all do, Elliot, all the swopes,
Yep, that's
and
right.
all the admins, y'all do great, and of course the drivers,
Well,
y'all
no, we
y'all make it work.
well this league is nothing without you guys. Yourselves have been with us for multiple seasons here, and you continue to exhibit what is really the cornerstone of this league, and that is good sportsmanship and racecraft and camaraderie. That above all is all we could ever ask for out of this group, and you guys are certainly the epitome of that. So we congratulate you and what
Yeah,
you do. So
absolutely.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah, with what 35 cars we had tonight, something like that, 32
yeah,
running.
full
32, yeah.
yeah full
That's
field.
that's
Yep.
that's a pretty good race with a full field. You always get kind of concerned when you get that full of a field, But we're all doing great. It's been a
All
lot of
right.
fun.
It sure has. All right, so that wraps up tonight's broadcast. Thank you all for tuning in and staying with us through the end. Ryan Pittman wins the Tech4Troops Windy City 240. We ask you to tune in next week where we are at Phoenix for that event, and hope to see you there. From Rick and Jeff, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Good night, all.